Hello, everybody, and welcome to the High School Football Player of the Year show, brought to you by Watauga Orthopedics and Champion Chevrolet. I'm Kenny Hawkins, along with my tag team partner, Jesse Crawl.
Now, throughout the high school football season, we present a standout athlete with the Player of the Week award every single week. Now, we normally hold an in-person banquet with all these athletes at the end of the season, but unfortunately, Kenny, we can't do that this year. But we continue to weigh on the side of caution because of COVID-19, and hopefully next season, well, let's be back to normal,
Let's
man.
hope.
Let's hope.
So this show gives us an opportunity to showcase the incredible talent we have here in Northeast Tennessee and also Southwest Virginia. But there can only be one Player of the Year, which we will reveal later on in this show. Okay, let's get started. Our Week 1 Player of the Week started in Elizabethton with our quarterback, BRYSON Rollins, and this was kind of a no-brainer. Going into this game, everybody thought that this would be the game that Elizabethton finally lost against a Science Hill team that had, what, 30-something seniors.
I was going to say, you bring up a no-brainer. I think it was a no-brainer going into the season at what point, not if, but when this kid was going to get this. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. BRYSON Rollins has been tearing up the past couple of seasons, and if I'm not mistaken, he's gotten one every single year, sophomore, junior, and senior year that he started. Wow. So it's really incredible what he's done on the field. And you know, it's really amazing to hear him talk after some of the games. And you know, it seems like he can get stuck, and if he wants to, you know, kind of sit on his laurels. That's not the case with him. He seems motivated after every single game you talk to him. Yeah, we got the dub. We put up 40 on this team, and we won by 40, but we're not done just yet. So yeah. I mean, it was really fun to interview him and kind of just talk to him and see him grow, not only on the field but off the field the past couple of years.
You know, you just mentioned that he's got one of the last 3 years. He could be our most decorated athlete when it comes.
We just might as well just give him a paycheck at this point.
Player of the Week, when you think about it. Yeah. I didn't think about that. What made him so special is the fact he's a dual threat quarterback. Not only could he throw, but used his legs a lot.
And that was clutch down the playoff stretch right there. I mean, you saw it against Greeneville. I think he had 36, 37 carries, something along those lines. And I mean, when you're able to topple Greeneville and win at Greeneville, obviously number 10 is going to be clutch no matter what you do. So BRYSON Rollins, I mean, obviously has done an amazing job with this school, with this team, with this program. And you know, he's obviously going to be one of the best athletes to not only come from Elizabethton, but this area as well.
Okay, Week 2, we headed across the state line to Southwest Virginia, more especially Y Central, where this young man took his opponents to church. I just like saying that.
You love saying that. I could see it on your face. Now, we're talking about dual threat quarterback BRAEDEN, who had the opportunity to learn from last year's quarterback Ethan Mullins, who was unstoppable against Eastside. And you bring that up that this was his first game starting, and it's truly incredible what he did. I mean, you see the stats right there, very efficient, 5 for 6, 104 yards and 3 touchdowns. But I mean, we brought it up before with BRYSON. This kid is also a dual threat quarterback as well, and just being able to run the ball like Y Central has done this whole year, honestly, not just this game, but really able to get the job done with a first-year quarterback. I mean, we're talking about BRYSON Rollins. I mean, we're kind of seeing it right there. I mean, a first-year starting quarterback getting the job done. That's what BRYSON did. That's what BRAEDEN did. And for him to be able to do that at Y Central, where they run the ball so much and be able to chalk up so many yards and be efficient through the air, that was huge for them.
And for this game, he gave credit where credit is due. He talked about the guys up front. He said they did a tremendous job. And this is a guy who watched Ethan Mullins last year, who was a senior, who was a Player of the Week. So he had a good tutor coming into this contest. He even said, I was a little nervous coming into this game, but the nerves settled down. And as you mentioned, 3 touchdowns in his first start. So BRAEDEN Church was our Week 2 from Y Central Player of the Week. Week 3, we're back in Northeast Tennessee, where the only football player that was named a Mr. Football semifinalist from our area was Mason GUDGER. Had his team Green Devils rolling.
Oh, the kid's absolutely amazing. You know that better than anyone. Now, in just 3 games this season, the senior had chalked up 372 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. That's truly incredible, man. And while averaging over 8 yards a carry. And obviously, you know, he was up for, we can call him a finalist, I guess, since he was one of the final 3. Unfortunately, he did not come out on top, but I think him, along with BRYSON, was one of those guys where it's like, not if, but when are we going to give him Player of the Week? And I mean, you and I kind of go back and forth, and people don't really see the process of picking these guys, but it's kind of, all right, what did GUDGER do this week? What did Rollins do this week? What did Birchfield do this week? And we'll get to him in a second. But it's just one of those guys where, you know, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's truly incredible what he's able to do on the field, and it's fun to watch him. I mean, he does such an incredible job of reading the hole and being patient and running over guys.
734 yards. Of course, we knew in that game taking on Elizabeth that whoever was going to come out of that was probably going to be a Player of the Week. Week 4 was kind of strange for us. That's because it was the first time ever we did a Player of the Week through Zoom, but hopefully Virginia High running back Stevie Thomas didn't care.
Hey, he didn't care. And there was also a special guest. And we'll get to that in a second. But the Speedy Thomas and most of the Bearcats team were quarantined because of COVID-19, but not before he put up a record-setting night. Now, Stevie Thomas, I think the funniest story I can come up with him. So I'm filming at one of their games, and I forgot which one it was, but a ref comes up to me. He goes, "You know number 8?" And I go, "Yeah, Stevie Thomas." And he goes, "He is one of the fastest kids I've ever seen play football." And I'm not going to lie, this ref had some years on him, it looks like. And there's no knock on him. I'm just saying he's been around the block a couple times. So when you hear someone say that, and when you see it too, when you see him play, I mean, these highlights really don't do justice. I mean, he can zip up the field like no one's business. But during the interview, he had his pet snake with him. So, I mean, I was like, I was trying to ask him questions and stay focused, but I'm saying, that's not what I think it is, right? And, it's going up his arm, and I'm like, that's a snake. Yeah. That's a snake. So,
probably a good thing we did do it by Zoom.
So, hey, I had fun time with Stevie. Stevie's obviously a great guy, and he actually won it back when he was a sophomore as well, so an amazing athlete.
Big night for him. That's 4 down, still 8 more to go, including a brother duo out of Stony Creek and another Mr. Football finalist from Greene County. Stay with us.